Hi, I wanted to check in with you one final time as we move into the final stretch of the course. The class has been doing an amazing job up to this point, and I hope that it's opened your eyes to all the concepts involved in human resource management. As I said in the last video, human resource management has become such an important part of the organizational culture for a business that it's been very important that you've learned about all of this, because it applies whether you're an employee or especially if you ever do go and work for an HR department. So the other thing I wanted to touch base with you about is our final paper. I don't want you to overthink this. This is not a type of paper that requires citations or bibliography or anything like that. It's pretty straightforward, asking you to simply go to the SHRM website and look at their behavioral competencies. So let's take a moment on this video and let me just show you the website again and then where to click to get down to those behavioral competencies. And so that gave you an idea of the different competencies. And then now let me show you the actual instructions for the assignment, because what it is asking you to do is to choose two of those behavioral competencies and then cross-reference them with the topics we've covered in this class, and those topics are covered on this bullet points. So let's just take a quick moment to look at those. So that gave you a little bit more of an idea. Let me give you an example. So let's say for me, I'm going to pick one of the behavioral competencies I'm going to pick is ethics. Okay, so ethics is low-hanging fruit again, because you can pretty much make it important to any one of those topics. But in the very beginning, we're talking about staffing overall. So it's really the hiring process. We know how important ethics is in the hiring process. We really want to have a transparent approach to hiring people. We want to do proper research. We want to have an accurate job description, not a charade, not a job description that just gets them in there and then we're going to throw all these extra responsibilities at them. But ethics involves making sure that their job description does match their actual workload. It goes into how we evaluate their performance, how we keep track of their benefits and their needs, all the way to moving them up the chain of command, and even in termination at the very end in staffing. It comes down to having ethics to give someone proper notice and to make sure they have a proper off-ramp for all of that. And we can go through the HR development and the compensation and benefits, but I like the employee and labor relations bullet point regarding ethics. I think this is where that article on Thoreau really comes into play. Is an organization really committed to understanding the value of its employees and compensating them properly, and more ways than just money, so that they could potentially reach that apex we looked at in that one video, where they're fully engaged into the workplace. Ethics plays such an important part in all of that. And then the last bullet point, performance management, same thing. I mean, we really need to be ethical about how we're supervising our employees and the communication we're giving them for them to have high performance. So that's just an idea of how you would tie the behavioral competency of ethics into those bullet points. And it's just for me to gauge that you've been understanding the concepts and using some of the terms that you've learned learned over the course, so that I know that you really have learned our basic learning objectives for the course. Sort of the same things that the HR department ends up doing in educating their employees on a yearly basis about things like diversity and discrimination and all those things. So hopefully this really again opened your eyes to human resource management as a potential career, or even just as a transitory job in a business that enables you to then get into a different area that you might like. But there's a lot of opportunity in the industry, so I hope you think about that. If you have any extra questions, feel free to email me. Otherwise, thanks for taking the course, and thanks for doing such a great job.